Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another seminar. So, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about differences between high school and college in terms of what it takes to be successful. All right, so some of the expectation differences are in a few skill categories: time management, communication, organization skills, and punctuality. And all of these skills are present in high school, but they're more pushed and encouraged than you being held to a certain standard to where you have all of these things. And the biggest difference between high school and college is that your professors, majority of them, are setting the class up to where you have an option to be present. You have an option to ask questions. You have an option to show up and do what you're supposed to do. Nothing is mandatory. You're not put in a position where you feel like you have to if you really don't want to. And that's the biggest difference. That leeway and that independence is where a lot of people start falling behind because they give you more freedom. So I'm going to break down these skills in the next few slides, and we're going to get into them and how they're going to help you. All right, so the first two skills that we're going to discuss is time management and organization. I put these two together just because I feel like you really cannot have one without the other. Time management is organizing. It's just organizing your time and your activities. So some of the biggest things that are going to help you be successful in college: starting your work at a convenient time. When I say convenient, I mean it works for you. It's not interfering with much else. You're not having to pull your time in multiple directions at once. You're able to sit down and focus on that thing. And also, you're giving yourself enough time to take things slowly. This is how you're going to kill the procrastination cycle. Starting at the last second, doing things at the last second, that breeds procrastination. It allows it to happen and it allows it to repeat. Start your work at a convenient time. Prioritizing things in the order of difficulty, but also in order of when they're due. Giving yourself reminders, writing things down, setting up notifications, putting things on your calendar, those are really going to help you. Understanding deadlines, knowing whenever they are, marking them, or having them somewhere where you see them. Okay, out of sight, out of mind is very real. And then also finding your schedule, figuring out what works for you. This is one of the best things that you can do. All of these little pieces can come together to really help you succeed. Now we are going to get into communication. So this is huge with professors because you want to show your professors that you care. Why? Because this is going to help them give you that extra bit of grace that students who don't really showcase their dedication for the class will not receive. Okay? There have been so many times where in high school teachers told us, hey, the professors in college are not going to do X, they're not going to do Y, they're not going to do Z. Really kind of painting this picture that professors were these scary teachers who didn't want to understand the situation. But I've actually found that majority of them really will work with you as long as they see you're dedicated and that you care. So this shows through reaching out, whether it's in classrooms, asking questions during class or whenever they ask, and then also reaching out through email, setting up tutoring sessions if you need it. Those things are really going to help you get the extra pieces that you need. Because in high school, teachers would probably reach out to you if they saw your grade dropping. Professors don't have any obligation to do that. So you really have to go the extra mile if you want to get where you want to be grade-wise and in your understanding of the material. But this communication piece also goes in with requesting extensions, because you're going to want to do that in a timely manner. And if anything happens, communicate with your professor. That way they can work with you, because a lot of them are really willing to work with you. You just have to reach out and make that first step, because there is so much independence involved in college versus in high school. Last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about punctuality and networking. And these Two skills in particular are skills that you didn't necessarily need in high school, but you will definitely want to have this in college. Okay, first, gain as much information as possible. Take in as much as you can from your classes so that A, you do not waste your time by having to repeat them. Okay, and also use it to your advantage. A lot of the things that you are learning in class will translate over into real world skills that you can use in the workplace, in internships, and in other opportunities that will help give you a leg up in establishing your career. Next is building a rapport with your classmates. Do not burn bridges that you may need to cross later on. Always try to think of your classmates as opportunities for your networking and also ways to help better yourself. Because your classmates, even though they might not share your major or your interests, they are going here to establish their career. So the more people you network with and connect with here, the better your chances of having connections that can help you later on down the line, and possibly even becoming business partners and starting something successful later on. Establishing relationships with professors, this is huge. Okay, you don't just want to walk in and walk out and your professor never hears from you. You don't participate in class, because those are opportunities that are walking past you. Okay, if you do not build a rapport with your professor, you're not going to have that letter of recommendation that you might need, or you're not going to hear about some of those opportunities that aren't very well advertised. Some of the best opportunities that are going through the universities are not well advertised. Only the people who have connections are finding out about them. And then, to reiterate one of my earlier points, building bridges for your future self to cross. Build good relationships, meet different people, collaborate with people, showcase your strengths and your skills, and that is going to pay off for you, okay? College is one of the best networking hubs you will ever have access to in your entire life. Please take advantage of it and use it. Now, that is the end of this particular seminar. I hope that this helped you and that it brought you a little bit of clarity on some differences and some things to consider. I wish you the best. Till next time.